Hey friends, this is T again with another reaction video. And today we're going to be doing a reaction on Remember Her, She's Rich Now. This is by Ray William Johnson. Now, I don't know if any of you remember, there was a woman, a female cop named Maegan Hall, who I guess she was a new cop at this police station. And she is famous now for pretty much sleeping with a lot of the men in that police station now. I didn't know the details of the situation. All I knew is that she slept with a bunch of police officers, and then I think at some point she sued, but that's all I know about it. So this guy, Ray William Johnson, is gonna break it down for us. So I never watched this video before. I watched a tiny bit and it seemed like it's gonna be funny, so I wanted to go ahead and do a reaction to it. So hopefully you will enjoy it as well. So let's go ahead and get started. But I just want to show another picture of her right quick. That is her right here, okay? Kind of cute, right? But basic, all right? But that's pretty much her. So let's go ahead and get into this reaction. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos, okay? All right, let's get started.
One day, the city's mayor gets a message from a whistleblower alerting him to a problem that needs to be dealt with. And this whistleblower tells him that in the city's police department, a female officer is hooking up with all of the other cops, sometimes while on duty.
This is some nice animation, man. I wonder who did it. I don't think it's him, but I like this, man. I really, really do.
So this story starts with this woman, Maegan. Now Maegan wants to be a police officer real bad. So she goes through the academy and through all the training, and then one day, before she officially becomes a cop, she decides to start smashing with one of her superiors. This guy, Sergeant Ty. So Sergeant Ty...
Okay, I think Maegan was married too as well, but yet she was still smashing, okay? And I think her husband, or maybe ex-husband now, I'm not exactly sure, I think he defended her at some point. I do remember that part, okay? But this is the reason why I feel like men and women shouldn't work together. I mean, like in the military, police, anywhere pretty much, right? Because that's a difficult thing to for women and men, especially if they're attractive, to work together, because it can become very, very uncomfortable. It can be very tempting, all right? Because, like I said, I worked with women before in a lot of my jobs, man. I think most of my jobs I worked with women. It was difficult, man, in a lot of cases. When you're not attracted to the women, it's probably a lot easier. You can pretty much, but you still got to deal with a lot of the drama and, the rumors and all this other stuff. I mean, trust me, I worked with a lot of women in my day, and it always the same. It was always when women didn't like each other, they would talk about each other. Then you hear rumors of people having sex, and then all kind of crazy stuff. Women come in trying to sell stuff. I mean, it's just crazy stuff, right? I truly believe that men had it better when they were just working with each other. That way you can just get the work done, and that was it. And I think most places would prefer that, most companies, but because of this equality situation, it's just never going to happen again. And problems like this is going to continue.
Ty and Maegan, they hit it off and they smash, at least 2 different times. And allegedly, Sergeant Ty, he ends up liking Maegan a lot. And so, he lets her know, like, hey, if you ever want to smash again, I'm down. But Maegan, she has already moved on from Sergeant Ty.
Damn. Now, it's one thing, right? If you just coming up in this joint, and you just want to you like somebody and you end up smashing them. Okay, that's one. Maybe even a second person after a period of time. But to move on that quickly tells you a lot about this person, okay? And her entire mission. Look, back in the day, all of us, like men, all of us had ran into women like this. We usually call them like potty women, okay? Potty girls, okay? And things happen and you hear rumors or whatever the situation is, right? But a lot of the time, they end up trying to sleep with all the guys they hang out with and stuff like that because they just want to do it, okay? When you were young and stupid, you get yourself into these situations. And it's even worse for the woman because usually down the line, they regret it. And so it's always terrible to see a woman go out there and act this way, okay? But, it's still happening. hookup culture, women hanging out with all these guys, getting drunk, doing all kind of stupid stuff. So it still happened, but the only thing that changed now is now these women, when they regret it, they can literally get you fired and bring a lawsuit against you, and sometimes put you in jail.
Because she officially graduates, she becomes a police officer, and then she catches the eye of this guy, who we'll just call Supervisor, because he's her supervisor. Now, Supervisor, he lets her know if she starts smashing with him, he can really help her career. So then, of course, Maegan starts smashing with him. And then, allegedly...
You know, this is the embarrassing part. Like, I'm a black male, okay? And I know that we get typecast as having a high libido, but to be in these positions, now if they were just lower level freaking cops, then maybe, but these guys are high level. They probably spent years to get to these positions, and they failed this easily over this chick. And I bet you $1 million she knew not only was she getting pleasure out of it, but she also knew at some level she can hook all these guys up and the police station as well. Come on, you can't tell me these women get into this situation when they want to backpedal or, you know, saying she was taken advantage of and all the other things, right? You know there's always that possibility. And it's really surprising that these men never even thought about it. I mean, were they that deprived that they didn't even think about it, especially in the police station too? Out of all the people to mess with, you don't mess with female cops. I mean, it's just a rock throw away from jail, man. It just is. I mean, you could get away with it in some corporate or something, right? But police officers, come on.
Supervisor ends up liking Maegan a lot, and their situationship goes on for months. And eventually they start smashing not just on their free time, but while they're at work on duty. Man. And they're trading dirty messages and spicy photos. And a couple of times when they hook up, he records her without telling her. And she catches him and she's like, hey, delete that footage. And Supervisor's like, all right, fine. But he doesn't delete the footage. Instead, he passes those intimate photos and videos over to his...
You know what? I work with people like this. That's so stupid. They're so freaking stupid. You wonder how they got these positions. Like, if you're going to do your dirt, keep your dirt quiet, especially if it's at the job. But these guys are goofy. I seen guys go out to their car and drink. I see guys start messing around and, you know, doing things they aren't supposed to be doing and hooking up with girls and doing all kind of stupid stuff on the job, but then talk about it. I'm like, really? You gonna spread it, and then when somebody squeal on you, then you gonna be running around with your head cut off trying to figure out who did it because you told so many people. And this what this goofy guy just did. He decided to text this up. It's just further proof and give her more information, more ammunition to go after him and everybody else involved. Man, this is so stupid, and it's so. You know, I want to say it's really surprising that these high ups are doing it. But these days, that's all the people that's getting caught when you really think about it. All these people with a lot of money or really, really important positions are really getting caught doing stupid stuff, man, because they think they can.
Other officer friends, including Sergeant Ty and the police chief himself. Meanwhile, Sergeant Ty's still over here like, yo, Maegan, if you ever want to smash again, I'm down. But Maegan doesn't smash with him. Instead, she starts hooking up with a bunch of other officers on the force. Now, I'm not entirely sure about this timeline because as far as I know, this timeline has never been publicly released. But at some point, she goes with her fellow officers to like one of those putt-putt go-kart places, and they all get wasted, and Maegan goes back to the hotel with an officer, this guy Juan Lugo Perez, and they smash. Then she goes,
oh boy, they just passing her around, man. This is crazy, boy. And then just, you would think, dog, man, is it possible this woman might flip on me and tell on me or something, right? That got to be, look, way back in the day when we were young, when I was younger, right? You could get away probably with this kind of stuff. I mean, it was a possibility you could get fired, but most likely you could get away with it. These days with the Me Too and all this other stuff going on, man, and these guys still doing it. And it shows you right there the kind of people that they want to hire for this kind of stuff, man. It's just really insane. That's my phone. It's really insane, right? These guys are that stupid.
Goes and hooks up with this guy, Sergeant Shields, in the police gym. Then she starts sexting with this other officer, Officer Showborough. Then she goes and smashes with this canine officer, Officer Larry. And
the canine officer getting it. I didn't think that his position was that good, man. But I guess she started at the top and started going down the ranks. This is insane. But I think I might be wrong. You can correct me in the comment section. I think her and her husband, I believe she was married, they had some kind of like open relationship, so they probably was into a lot of crazy stuff, because from my understanding, he did defend her after all this, knowing she was hooking up with so many dudes, right? But this is so crazy, man. She just got very generous and started giving it to everybody, and they took it. They took it, man. It really makes men look bad when we act like this, man. I mean, it's like these guys didn't hesitate. It's like they was like, you know what, screw this uniform, man. I'm gonna get me some. Everybody else getting some, so I'm gonna get me some too. So freaking crazy, man. It is insane.
who knows? She probably smashes with the dog too. I don't know. But the whole time, I'm sure Sergeant Ty's still probably like, yo, Maegan, if you ever want to smash again, I'm still down. But she still doesn't go back to Sergeant Ty because clearly she's getting D elsewhere. But then one night, some officers throw a hot tub party, and Maegan goes there and she gets wasted and she dances around topless while other officers pour shots into her mouth. And afterwards, she smashes with her coworker, this guy Magliocco, in the bathroom. So to sum it all up, she's basically been doing a lot of this, and apparently also a lot of this. Oh, and did I forget to mention, she's married?
Yep, I knew she was. He looked like a cuckold, man. It looks like that they into all kind of wild stuff. Man, he looked like one of those serial killers. Right? She married this guy just for security reasons, right? But she wanted to go out there. She probably wanted to initiate this open marriage thing. And I'm sure he knew she was out there smashing because she was doing it indiscriminately. It's one thing is to hook up with some dude and have some kind of private affair. But it's another thing, man, when you smash the whole department. Crazy. And for this dude not to know about that, his wife out there just doing stuff without even no problem. This has been happening over months, man. This ain't like some kind of situation when she hooked up with somebody and tried to keep it secret. She was smashing people, going to parties, getting naked. I'm like, come on, man. He knew about it.
Regardless, at this point, Maegan has now romantically hooked up with 7 officers in her police station. Until Sergeant Ty, who had allegedly been wanting to smash with Maegan again, but only got to hit it twice, it seems like he starts getting jealous. Jealous that she's hooking up with the entirety of the police force, but not him. So what is...
I guess he felt special. I mean, dog, man, was it that good? I mean, after that guy sent the with the phone situation, right? He started sending the pics or whatever, right, man? I wonder if he was like putting on the text, like, man, yeah, this stuff was great, man. This was the best. And this dude falling in love, it must have been some good stuff. Or either that, she was seriously freaky, man. Seriously. These guys must be deprived, boy. I mean, some of them had to have been married. They had to have been. I mean, because she hooked up with a lot of these dudes, man. So some of these guys had to have been married or at the least had a girlfriend or something, right? But yeah, they acting like they won't get none. And you would think a lot of cops, and these guys ain't like terrible looking or whatever. You would think they would be getting some sex other places, right? But instead, they decide to share this woman. This must be something special about this girl, man. Something special. Don't get me wrong. She's not ugly. She's cute, but she's basic looking, okay? She look like just some girl from a small town or something, right? Just really basic. Just got a little cuteness about her, right? But it must be something, man, when she's in the bedroom. I'm telling you.
Does he do? He allegedly crowns himself whistleblower, and he goes to the mayor and he reports all of this. He tells him that in the city police department, a female officer is hooking up with all the other cops, sometimes on duty. But what Sergeant Ty doesn't tell him is that he had been smashing with Maegan too. So of course,
it's always the weak guy. I remember at this job I had, right, we went to this place and all the guys they were just guys there, right? And we had the supervisor, and we had to stay in. It was like some kind of like compound type situation. We had to stay there and do the job. So that means we didn't see anybody. So once in a while, he would allow us to, go into town and drink and meet up with girls or whatever the situation. It was fine at the beginning. So one day we was getting closer to leaving. Right. Matter of fact, we was gonna leave the next day. So we had a bunch of girls come by, the ones that we met during that time we were there. And then when everybody was having fun, we was having a good time. Nobody gave this guy attention, this supervisor. So he got mad, and you know what he did? He sent all the girls home. Talk about being pissed. It was our last day, and he did that because he wasn't getting any play. It's always that guy in the group that wanted to destroy everything. And this dude, you would think she gonna say something about me too. Like, but this guy, that love, was it that good, man? I'm like, what are you thinking, right? You think somehow you wasn't gonna get hooked up in this? That she wasn't gonna say anything, that you did it too? Oh my goodness. This is the sad part. Usually it's the woman that's coming out saying something about it, right? She'll come out eventually and say, yeah, they took advantage of me, blah, blah, blah. She's usually the squealer, right? But this time it's a dude that did it. Matter of fact, she must have been having so much fun. Now, I still believe at some point she was gonna say something at some point. But she was having too much fun. So she wasn't saying anything, right? And these guys were cool because they feel like, well, this guy, she didn't say nothing about this guy or this other dude she hooking up with. Maybe she's a cool girl and she don't care. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that might be true or not. I don't know. But it's this dude, that weakest of the link, that got to go out and report everybody. Now, it would have been one thing if he wasn't involved. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying necessarily what he did was wrong. Okay? So reporting it, if he wasn't involved and he found out, reporting this would have been a good thing. It's the fact of the matter is he was involved and he did it twice. And he's doing it because he's in love with the girl. It's so ridiculous. And to go to jail and lose your job or whatever happened to these guys over this girl, that always breaks my heart when you see all these guys with money or high positions and you find out they're having these affairs and then they end up, losing their job or losing money during lawsuits or whatever. And you look at the girl and you find out that she wasn't really even that attractive. It's like Bill Clinton during that time with that girl. I forgot her name, Lewinsky or whatever, right? I'm like, man, you really gonna get in trouble over this? It's insane. If you gonna go to jail or lose money or whatever, she better be bad, man. She better be hot. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, man, they really, really don't care about their positions or nothing.
Of course, immediately the city starts an investigation, and they interview everyone at the department, and they look into it, and they discover it's all true, and then bam, they fire Maegan, and then bam, they fire or suspend most of the officers who smashed with her, and then bam, they also fire the police chief, because he knew about all the smashing and never took action against it, and never reported it.
Look at this dude, man. Oh no, man! Whoever did this artwork, man, is something else. But this is so funny, and this how it looks too, man. This is such a shame. It's like he's sitting there. I mean, like it's, this is the problem I have with black people. Okay, I'm black, and this is the problem I had. When they got this thing with this squealing type situation, right? I get it, man. If it was just her hooking up with one dude and you found out about it, that you like, I ain't trying to get them in trouble, so I'm not gonna say anything, okay? I understand that. Maybe two, right? But your whole department hooking up with this chick, and you in this position thinking, dawg, man, everybody doing it, and everybody had to be suspicious to know that I know about it. So he should have said something just to cover his tail. He should have said something. But he didn't, man. I mean, I think he hooked up with her too. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But even if he just had the knowledge, man, and it was a possibility it was going to come back on him, he should have said something. He should have said something, man. But no, it's so stupid.
to HR. Furthermore, once they figure out that he was smashing with Maegan too, bam, they also fire Sergeant Ty. So in total, 5 officers are fired and 3 are suspended without pay. Oh, but it's not over, because then this story hits the news and it goes crazy viral and it's all over the internet and people are talking about it and the memes that come out of it are just ridiculous. Like when you hear the song "F*** the Police" and you take it literally. And so overnight, the entire internet is just clowning Maegan for getting passed around the whole police department. And Maegan, she's very upset. I mean, she doesn't know what to do. So she gets her.
Look, she mad because people found out. Okay. If you decide to bang the whole football team, everybody gonna find out. Everybody. The fact that these women literally believe that something like this will be kept secret. I mean, she's sending text messages or pictures of herself, probably in the nude, over the phone. She banging everybody. I mean, people are recording her and all kind of crazy stuff, man. And she really thought that nobody was gonna find out? That's hard to believe, because these days women can be victims now. And remember, believe all women, right? Now, don't get me wrong. These guys deserve to be fired and suspended or whatever they did, right? Because they shouldn't have done it. You know, but trying to make her seem like she didn't know what was going on or she didn't make these decisions for herself. Because most likely, from my memory, she went to the victim card situation, okay? Like, they took advantage of her. And somehow, I don't believe that's the case.
Together, and she decides to fight back. So she goes and she gets an attorney and she files a lawsuit against not only her 3 superior officers, but against the city. Oh. Now, it's really easy for us to sit here and be like, oh, she mad because she got ran through. But remember, from a legal standpoint, her supervisor told her that if she slept with him, he would help her career. He also allegedly filmed her intimate activity without her consent and passed that footage and photos on to other officers on the force, including the chief of police, without her consent. So Maegan sues them, and she's got a strong case. And then, after about a year, the city board, they've heard all the arguments, and they've seen all the evidence, and they take a vote, and they vote almost unanimously to settle the lawsuit with Maegan. And they end up paying her $500,000 to drop the suit. So we all laughed at her and made jokes, but at the end of the day, she won. She got all the money she wanted, and apparently all the D she wanted. And last I read, Maegan and her husband, they're still married and they're still trying to work through everything.
Oh man, I gotta go back to that picture, right? Where is that picture at? Hold up.
We all laughed at her and made jokes, but at the end of the day, she won. She got all the money she wanted, and apparently all the D she wanted. And last I read, Maegan and her husband, they're still married.
Yeah, this is something else, man. This is something else, boy. I'm telling you, man. And he don't care. He don't care. Now they can do whatever they want to. She didn't even need that job anymore. After $500,000, man. I honestly thought she was gonna get more, but she did participate. You know what I'm saying? And she did send the text messages. And they probably wouldn't have gave her this money if it weren't for the fact that the guy, one of the cops, said that they was gonna try to help her out. And you know how that goes, right? That's like power over her kind of a situation, right? So they probably sold it because of that reason. Because she was participating in this stuff as well. Who knows? She might have been going to these guys talking about, I'll give it to you. But, like I said, man, in a situation like that, when you start hearing stuff like that, man, you avoid it at all costs. Look, I know a lot of you guys are young and y'all out there, like in college or whatever the situation is, man. But you run across situations like this, man, you avoid it, man. You avoid it. Because, like I say, man, it ain't like back in the day where secrets can be really kept secret. Nowadays, everybody finds out about it. Everybody. These girls go on TikTok and all that kind of stuff, man. So it's like, any bad behavior or anything could be reported. And then you can get in trouble and then possibly go to jail for it. Because they can say anything to happen, I'm surprised she didn't go that route. That she didn't use the R word, okay? Or the SA word or whatever, right? So these guys, just losing their job, even though that's a bad thing, right? In a way, kind of got off easy. It could have went a lot worse. And it could have went a lot worse for the city too. The fact that she just accepted the 500, and now her and her husband can just chill out and do whatever they want. But I'm wondering if she stopped doing what she did, because I don't think it's a story about her after this, because everybody just let it go and she went about her business. But I get the feeling, I really get the feeling that they, and I could be wrong. This is just my opinion, but for somebody to act that kind of way, they into a lot of stuff, and I'm talking about sexual stuff. Okay, and for this husband to stay married to her and defend her, I believe that they probably was doing a lot of stuff. I believe he was a cuckold. Okay, and he probably enjoyed the fact that she was doing this kind of a thing. But this is just my guess. I don't have any proof. All I can go by is her behavior and the fact that he stayed with her. That's it. But this was a very entertaining video, man. I really liked it. I might have to do some more reactions to this guy, man. He's really funny, man. And the artwork is it's superb, man. It's perfect. All right. I really appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again. This is T and Peace.